Okay, so in this video I actually want to analyze the song Strawberries and Cigarettes by Troye Sivan. I don't own any rights at all to Troye Sivan's music or this particular song or anything, but I want to be able to give my own personal interpretation, analysis, and everything on this song. So what I like about this song and Troye Sivan is that these lyrics are very deep and emotional and real, and a lot of times we tend to sugarcoat what our real emotions are or what we've really been through, especially when it comes to love. And I think with love, it's almost always unrequited. Don't mean to sound like such a pessimist, but that's really the case, right? And at the end of the day, all we have really are our hopes and then our memories of a particular person that we might have fallen for, right? The premise, I think, of this song is that Troye falls for this guy, and it's kind of like, I think the scenario is Troye is in the present recollecting this one particular night that he got to have with this boy. And so the verses are taking you back to that night. The chorus is in the present recollecting this night. Troye and this guy had been talking for a little while. There was some sort of barrier there, so it was either a long distance thing, or I think in this particular case it's definitely a fact that his mom and dad did not approve of this boy because this boy's kind of maybe like a bad boy or something like that. And or they can sense that it's not going to work out or something like that. Troye, he falls so hard and so quick every time he does fall in love that he kind of throws all logic out the window. He falls for this guy, and I think deep down inside he knows it's kind of unrequited. In other words, this boy doesn't really quite feel the same way. He's just kind of talking to him out of convenience or whatever. So they have this one night together. They plan to spend the night together, just kind of driving around or something. And for Troye, I think this night means everything to him, whereas for this boy it's kind of just any other night almost. And Troye sneaks out. It's all in the first verse. He lies to his mom and dad. The boy says to him, will you light my cigarette? So this guy, what he remembers about this guy is this guy smokes a lot of cigarettes. He's smoking a lot of cigarettes that night, and they eat strawberry flavored candy. And anyway, so he jumps the fence, he runs, he sneaks out. They kind of get into a little bit of a mishap at some point where they lock the keys in the car. And anyway, at one point they finally end up back in the car, and they're sitting in the back seat, and they're having one of those moments where they're kind of making small talk, even though they both can sense that there's some tension there, but neither one is going to say anything. So anyway, so finally they lock eyes. You sat and stared at my lips, and I could already feel your kiss. And then they finally kiss. But that's all they do. They only have that kiss. From there on out, Troye will forever remember this kiss. And the way it tasted like strawberries and cigarettes. And in particular, he remembers features about this boy. So like his blue eyes, the black jeans he was wearing, even the lighters and the candy that they ate, right? But he does say specifically 3 different times, I've been a fool. Troye knows that he falls so hard. He falls yet again for someone else. And anyway, so then it goes into the next verse. And in that next verse, they are sitting in the back of the car, and they hold hands. And then the next day he wakes up, eventually he makes it home, and there's nothing on his phone. He doesn't get a text from this guy. And he's hoping that things would change. He still remembers the smell of him on his clothes. He has that hope, but he realizes that we're just going to go back to his games. It really hurts when you really like someone and they can't even text you back or something like that, It just, I don't know. So that's kind of the case here. I think what he kind of thinks about in the bridge, at least, I don't know, I think he's thinking about this in the present, kind of reflecting, hey, even if you did feel the exact same way, I don't even know if I could handle it, because my feelings are so strong that it'd almost be scary and too real if you actually felt the same way. So he says, even if I run away, give my heart a holiday. So I think in a way, at some point, maybe that night, or maybe even in the aftermath of their relationship, Troye kind of does pull away, because then it's like, well, if you do feel the same way, then now what? Like, where will my dreams and fantasies and memories go from there on out, you know what I mean? Anyway, so it's interesting, just to kind of wrap this up, I guess. It's just a story of unrequited love, but at the very least, Troy will remember this night and that kiss and the way it felt and tasted, of, you know, everything about it. So, thanks for watching!